Yo, what it do, guys? It is your boy, Leon Mookie here, and today's the day I bring out another new fanfic story for the channel, and this is a story crossover between that of the Gundam series and one of the worst ever developed, created, thought up, and basically became a thing in all of anime, Cross Ange. And many of you may be wondering, wait, what the hell is even Cross Ange? And for those who ask, I must say, thank you. You are pure enough to not know about such a horrible ass storytelling of an anime, yet is still pretty damn popular within the mecha genre. I'll sum it up as much as I can before getting straight into the vid. Cross Ange is, just as the name implies, it's about that of a princess named Ange who has been betrayed and manipulated by that of her family and country, and then turned into that of a second-class citizen of a soldier, where they pilot mechs to basically fight and kill dragons while being on that of a, secluded island where a majority of the population is mainly that of women, otherwise known as Norma. And that's basically the synopsis of it. At any rate, the story is basically trash. The characters are one-dimensional and annoying as hell. Hell, the best thing you can basically describe this anime is women from the island of angry lesbians piloting giant mechs to kill dragons. That's the best way to sum up this anime. But that little rant out of the way, as for the story itself, this is the Norma's Knights. As I said, basically a Gundam build crossover with that of Cross Ange after all. Also, a little bit of a heads up, it's not really connected to that of, Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Soldier actually. It's self-contained in its own parallel timeline. Basically, think of it like that of, my Gundam Build Ruby story that I originally wanted to do before, dropping it entirely because of Ruby, how bad Ruby is as a series. And the fans too, but that's beside the point. The point is, I plan on basically rewriting this terrible ass story. I'll keep some of the cliches in this, but everything else, completely rewriting it entirely and wanting to focus on telling a story on what it means to be human and a person after all, outside of fan service and bullshit like that. So and right, with all that said and ranting out of the way, let's get into this, shall we, guys? Chapter 1, Gundam meets Pranamail, Mobile Suit Gundam. It is that very series that has become one of the most iconic and one of the most feared series known to man. A series that has been around since that of the late 70s, all the way currently now in the year 2025. There's so much to that of this to this franchise, from anime, manga, video games, movies, light novels, and so much more. It isn't considered that of the Star Wars of Japan for nothing. It's even its influence, even that of one of its other series that became an inspiration in reality. I'm talking about that of the Gunpla battle dueling system, from that of Gundam Build Fighters, and in its creating that of GBN, Gundam Build Nexus. Unlike that of where the series came from, being that of Gundam Build Divers and Gundam Build Divers Re-Rise, Gunpla Battle Nexus was more of an MMO game on that of PC and Steam after all, before being ported to that of, consoles. Then, the next thing, one that kinda flopped, but still basically is popular to this day now, called Gunpla Battle Meta. Basically, what Gunpla Battle Nexus in that of Gundam Build Divers was meant to be. A VR game focusing on that of interaction, showing off custom builds and battling as well. But this time, it wouldn't just be restricted to that of PC or consoles, but allowing that of cellular devices to get involved, to use that of your custom-made Gunpla and battle all of people all across the world, not just from that of the safety of your home, but from anywhere. The social platform was never as popular as that of its predecessors, but till currently now, it's gaining that of a steady fan base, day in and day out, and giving people that of information and notifying about that of new Gundam series, from that of anime, manga, and movies, and light novels as well, even that of future projects and events that happening in the future too. To be honest, it's the best mobile platform if you are a Gundam fan, to build that of relationships with other people all across the world. And one such fun group created by that of Meta, showing off what they're capable of. In a Gunpla battle, a 3-on-3 match between that of the White Tri-Stars. Yes, it's basically an unoriginal team. Replace the Black Tri-Stars with the color white instead. And a team by the name of the Meta Knights. As the battle rages on, with a crowd basically cheering them on, as the White Stars, basically, you guessed it, are using that of custom-made DOMs, but in that of the colors of white, with the Xeon logo on each and every one of their Gunpla's chest, after all. With one using that of a beam bazooka, while the other uses that of a high-powered Gatling gun to try and knock down each and every one of their opponents, while the third one is currently in the back, keeping an eye on everything. With each of the members are basically that of, African Americans, one with dreads, one with that of and the other with that of a box cut. With the one with the beam bazooka basically getting annoyed, saying, "Damn it, why the hell can we not take one of them down already?" With the one with the Gatling gun saying, "Just keep on firing. They're not getting past us, damn it." As the one in the very back couldn't help but think, "Damn, these guys aren't really jokes. They really are something else." As the Gunplas that they're firing at, with one Gunpla basically on that of the ground, hovering through attacks pretty easily, not even breaking a sweat with each and every shot coming at him from the Gatling fire. As looking at that of the Gundam / mobile suit, as it looks like that of a custom-made Strike Gundam, but with the parts of a Buster Gundam. Add that with that of, a gun barrel pack on its back as its backpack, with that of extra rifles on the backpack too, mainly looking like that of the beam rifles of the Buster Gundam. Then the person piloting this Gunpla could help say, "Targets confirmed." They really are just wasting time to shoot, trying to push us back. Unity, within saying, "I understand, already on it." Initiating suppressive fire, as looking at this Gundam, as its parts are basically looks like that from the 00 Gundam. However, instead of the twin drives of the 00 Gundam, or even if it's 00 Quantum, it looks like it's just one singular GN drive. From the design, it looks like it's from the Nautilus Gundam, but it also has that of a custom-made GN katana, as it's held tight circle around the GN drive on its backpack, within pulling out that of its main weapon being a GN Buster rifle sword, sending multiple beam fires at that of the DOMs. Within, the two begin to basically separate from each other, but to make sure to keep that of the other two Gundams at bay, while the one in the back holding that of a custom-made beam saber, actually basically a double-edged blade with with that of beam energy around that of the edges of the blade. Within, as he couldn't help but think, "Where the hell are you? Where's the last one?" Within, speaking as he says this, that's when more and more beam fire basically comes down onto him from above. Within saying, "There you are. I was wondering when you're going to show up, you damn knight wannabe." with then looking up, seeing that of something that looks like that of a mobile air platform actually. However, surprisingly, it has parts from that of the, Unicorn Gundam, such as that of the Unicorn Gundam's, Beam Magnum, alongside that of the second unit, the Banshee's, tactical arms, and that of its, Hyper Mega Beam Magnum, and last but not least, that of Unit 3, aka the Phoenix's shield wings, actually. However, it's the mobile suit and Gunpla that's standing on that of this custom-made unicorn air platform, as it looks like that of an SD model, and not just any SD model, as it's basically a Unicorn Gundam model, currently basically in that of its sealed form, actually. But in its hands, it has that of its beam rifle, Legis beam rifle, with then sending barrage after barrage of beam fire down, alongside that of its custom-made air platform too, as it also sends that of multiple beam shots from that of its, beam magnum, as the guy couldn't help but basically get annoyed at this, saying, seriously, you speak all that bullshit night chivalry, and you think that you can keep your damn distance away from me? Who's the coward now? Putting his custom-made GN sword to the side before then bringing out that of a beam pistol, and shooting at that of the SD model, dodging out of the way before then saying, it's okay for you to disrespect others, but when you feel like you're being disrespected, that's not okay. Typical from a big shot who was big in that of competitive play but can't handle that of online play. But then saying, what the hell did you? Before then, without warning, the SD model basically jumps off that of the, platform. Before then, pulling out that of a massive sword on its back. Before then, soon, it begins to glow and change as ports on its arms, legs, and even its head begin to open up, as it's soon now in its destroyer mode, rather the mode that it's based off of, its beast mode. But then still sending that of multiple beam fires, before then clashing blades at the same time, as then the guy saying, how the hell is this possible? An SD model can't have this much power. Normally they're useful for support. You forget about that of custom models. Here in Gunpla Battle Metaverse, you decide on what skills and abilities that your Gunpla has, unlike that in Gunpla Battle Nexus, where you had to do it ahead of time. In this world, your imagination is key! Before then, knocking him back with that of one solitary slash. Before then, sending that of a barrage of beam fire from that of his beam rifle, knocking it back even more and more while damaging it. Before then, snapping his fingers, opening up one of the arms on that of the mobile platform, as then with that of the Beam Magnum and the Hyper Mega Beam Magnum arm, sends an overpowered beam shot of particle energy straight for that of the custom-made White Dom, with then saying, this is bullshit! Before his mobile suit is completely destroyed. With then, soon on the score saying, 1 down, 2 to go, 3 to go. With then, back with the others, with the custom-made Strike Gundam, it's sending more and more beam fire at that of the Dom, as the one with that of Gatling gun continues to basically send fire at it too, as it almost looks like that of a true firefight, as they're using the terrain to keep them both at bay. With then saying, I hear that you're basically a real-life soldier. What's the matter? Done playing in the trenches and wanted to try out video games? Or is that just a made-up backstory that you wanted for your avatar here? With then sending more and more gunfire towards that of the strike, as the pilot can say, honestly, I don't like giving out my personal info to people I don't know, and especially opponents who have no respect for other builders and Gunpla battlers. So that's why, before then switching the systems, as then he soon brings out that of his gun barrel pods. With then they begin to fly off like that of funnels. With then saying, seriously, gun barrel pods? You do know those things won't be able to have a long reach on me, since within soon he notices that the gun barrels are basically coming straight at him and they're not wire guided, saying, what the hell? Within smiling, saying, these aren't your typical gun barrel pods. These are Dragoon gun barrel pods. I thought for somebody who knew about our battle styles, you would have figured that out sooner than later. Before then, he decides to combine both of his beam rifles into that of the anti-ship beam rifle. While locking on, he soon adjusts each and every one of its trajectory and guiding that of his gun barrels towards his foe, waiting for as then he unleashes that of a barrage and volley of gunfire and beam fire onto him. But then the guy dodging out of the way over and over, trying to not get hit, saying, damn it, like hell I'll lose to. However, before he could say anything, that's when his mobile suit was pierced right through that of the cockpit by that of the anti-ship beam rifle. But then realizing, how the hell did he? I was basically leading you into that of targeting range. It's quite predictable, given that a majority of you Gunpla battlers never actually been in that of actual warfare. Before then, that's when the Dom soon explodes. But then, soon seeing the score saying, 2 down, 1 up, 3 to go. With then seeing that of the other two, as the battle between that of the 00 Gundam and that of the other Dom continues on, as using its beam bazooka to send that of continues blast after blast, with then saying, I am so sick of this. Come on, man. Why do you take this Gunpla battle shit so seriously? We're not hurting anybody, damn it. With then dodging another volley of the continuous blast, for then spinning around saying, you say you're not hurting anybody. You disrespect people's builds, basically rag on their fighting style, and you say that you're not hurting anybody. When it comes to us Gunpla builders and battlers, we spend our time improving ourselves both in building and in battle. And a nigga like you needs to be taught a lesson for disrespecting everyone who puts their heart and soul into battling and building. But then, coming down, before then, unsheathing that of the katana on its back, before then, slicing up that of the beam bazooka, before then, switching that of his buster rifle into that of its greatsword mode, as in that of blinding speeds, he soon cuts up that of the custom-made Dom from its legs to its arms and to its head, leaving each and every piece broken. But then, the guy saying, this is some bullshit! Before he could finish, that's when even that of the body was soon cut in two. Within unleashing that of an explosion. Before then, seeing that of the white and purplish custom 00 Gundam showing off in that of the flames and basking in its victory. Before then saying, all 3 mobile suits taken care of. The other team wins. Before then, the announcer saying, the battle goes to Team Star Knights. Within showing each and every one of the 3 members of the battle, alongside that of their Gunplas. With the one with that of the 00 Gundam, showing that of an African-American young man with that of spiky blackish hair, and a look that could basically say that they'll kill you if you annoy him. With the other, with the one with the custom-made Strike Gundam, as they have that of, as they look a bit Korean, as looking at their outfit, they have that of a tactical military uniform, a custom-made Earth Federation uniform, actually. As looking a little bit closer, they almost seem a little bit Korean, actually. And in the center, with the SD Unicorn Gundam, as they're basically a redhead with wearing that of punk style casual clothing and a kind but somewhat, well, aloof look to him, as this is Team Star Knights. With the battle basically ended, with a lot of people basically cheering for them quite a bit. As the battle comes to an end, and each and every one of them head to that of their own personal hangar bay, with each Gundam going into that of the hangar, in the hangar containers, before then coming out of that of their mobile suits by digitally appearing in that of their avatars. But then, soon, the one with that of the African American looking young man couldn't help but basically smirk, saying, "So, did we do well?" As then, looking at that of the one with the military uniform, before then, smiling, saying, "Yeah, I think we did quite well." And the one with the long red hair couldn't help but also smile, saying, "Now those bastards will basically learn not to disrespect others." Within a few comments coming on that of their screen from a few players to builders saying, "Nice match out there. Thanks for what you've done. Thanks for putting those dumbasses in their place. You guys are really good guys. Truly knights of the highest quality." Within, soon, the African American young man saying, "Man, these comments are so damn embarrassing." As the Korean man saying, "I kind of agree. I did not expect them to have this much, well, opinions about us after all." As the redhead saying, "Come on, guys. This is what's to be expected. And to be honest, this was your last battle, Kim." Within, looking at that of the man known as Kim, as then saying, "Yes, truly it's a shame that it all has to come to an end now." As the African American young man saying, "Seriously, dude, do you really have to go? I mean, come on, is there any way to basically extend your time off? Why would they call you back for active service after all these years now?" Within, hearing that, the man known as Kim saying, "Trezon, I appreciate it. Truly I do. Never thought I would make good friends with somebody from America after all these years. But given that one of my American friends who basically put me on to that of Gunpla battles is a good friend of mine, so it's not too surprising. However, I'm a soldier first and a Gunpla battler and builder second. I was discharged from the military mainly due to my injuries. Now that I've been able to get back onto that of tip-top fighting shape, I have to get back into fighting. Nothing more, nothing less." Then the guy knows Trezon saying, "Still, it isn't right. What are we going to do for me and Kevin after all, since you're leaving us? We're a trio, not a duo." But then, looking at that of the guy known as Kevin, the redhead, as he's saying, "I don't know, man. We just gonna have to find a new teammate." But then, Trezon saying, "Oh yeah, that's totally easy. Let's just find somebody else who can basically fill out this heroic knight bullshit that we go on. Seriously, it's easy enough basically playing these roles. Seriously, I played the badass looking loner with that of a heart of gold. Kim plays that of the rugged veteran soldier with a kind teacher exterior. And you play that of the team leader who puts us all together and speaks heroic bullshit of justice. Who else in that of Metaverse is a former Korean soldier after all?" But then Kim saying, "I mean, you both just need that of a soldier to play the role, so..." But then Trezon saying, "You're not helping, Kim." But Kevin saying, "Look, I know how it feels, but we can't force that of Kim not to be deployed. He chose the military life. We have to respect that." But then Trezon saying, "That doesn't mean I have to like it. You almost got killed out there when you went on tour. Do you really have to go out there again, man?" But Kim saying, "I do. It's in my family blood. The Hongjun family has always been soldiers, no matter what. Even if it means that I have to go back onto the battlefield in the real world, then so be it. It's my family honor tied to this." Then Trezon saying, "Still, man." Then, walking over to that of his friend's avatar, is Trezon, and then Kim having that of a manly dap. As Kevin seeing this, couldn't help but smirk himself. Before then saying, alright, I'll catch you guys later. But then, Kevin saying, hold on. That was just our first battle, basically putting a bunch of dumbasses in their place for disrespecting many of our friends' Gunplas after all, and their battling style due to their teamwork and everything. We still haven't actually do that of the very mission that we were planned on doing after all. But then, hearing this, Kim saying, right. Kevin brings up the main reason that we're still here. One last mission, one last task before we go. Well, so, what do you have in mind, fearless leader? As he basically playing more and more into that of the role-playing role. But then, Kevin saying, well, my knight companions, today we do that of a special main event that it was basically given to me. Not only that, I also found out that it's actually quite legit too. But then, hearing this, Drazon saying, okay, you kind of got me a little bit curious. What's up? But then Kevin saying, we do that of a special event. And it was basically given through that of a lottery event here in that of a chosen lottery event with that of Gunpla Battle Metaverse. Within hearing this, soon, Kim saying, the special chosen lottery event before that of special teams after all, mainly in those of the top 20. But then Drazon saying, oh yeah, that lottery event. Luckily, we're ranked number 15 in the top best players across the world. But still, I can't believe that we were chosen. Thought for sure that they would just give it to that the number 1 team after all. But then Kevin saying, nah, they basically wanted to make this more fair. Random of the choice. Only those lucky to be chosen after all. And our team, Team Star Knights, was chosen. This event is a one and only opportunity. Once in a lifetime. A story-based event where we, Team Star Knights, will be involved in. Within, both of them couldn't help but basically hold their breath in that of anticipation, waiting for the redhead to finish, and saying, special anime event from Super Robot Wars. Within, hearing this, saying, that's it. Within, saying, yeah, actually. Before then, Kim saying, I thought for sure it was something more special. They always do these special Robot Wars events. There's nothing else special about it. Saying, hold on. Hang on, let me show you the email. As then, going to his settings a bit, and to that of his images, then saying, here, I screenshotted so I can show you guys. As he sends the messages to them, before then, Drazon reading saying, congratulations, Team Star Knights. If I'm speaking to the team leader of Team Star Knights, that being Nightwolf, your team has been chosen for a special event around that of a series within Super Robot Wars. Within saying, wait, what series? Saying, just keep reading. They didn't really say specify. But then Kim finishing off saying, we will, the series that has been chosen for you and your team alone has been, you'll find out yourself. For the meantime, when you are ready for this event, come to the main lobby and type in this code. Each member must type in this code at the exact same time. If you do not type in the code at this exact time, the event will close and you will not be able to accept it any other time after all. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity that most players barely get. Please enjoy it as your leisure, and I hope you find enjoyment and a way to help yourselves. Within, sincerely, the devs of Gunpla Battle Metaverse. Within hearing this, soon, closing that of the image tab, as Drazon saying, okay, I guess it is legit. Like, what about the code? Saying, just sent it to you guys just a little while ago when you guys are reading. But then Kim looking at the code saying, SR055AN63? Interesting code. Within, Drazon saying, kind of makes sense. Doesn't want anybody else to have it. Before then, saying, so we had to type in this code at the exact same time and enter it at the exact same time too. If we don't, we basically are locked out of it. Talk about that of secrecy. Why is it so damn secret after all? With then Kim saying, if you remember what happened with the last special event that they tried a few years ago, it was an absolute mess. Players kept on basically, it was a special event for that of the top 10 players that basically allowed them to, well, make their very own custom Gundam stories and timelines that they can make for themselves, even adding that of Gundams and characters from that of other universes into that specific timeline. However, I hear that a few players basically figured this out and basically snuck into each one of the events. The devs had to basically block out, cancel, and permanently ban a lot of players from basically be able to come back on Metaverse because of it. Kind of makes sense on why they are making it more secretive. But then, soon Kim saying, not to mention, did you also hear about the other rumors? But then, hearing that, Trey's saying, oh yeah, the rumors saying that a few players basically went missing, and even in real life that they went missing too, but after a while, they basically came back up, basically saying that they just came off the game for a while and wanted a break from both battling and building. So honestly, those rumors are basically invalid, so let's just get back into this. Why don't we, guys? With then Kevin saying, yeah, one last hoorah between the original members of Team Star Knights. Who's with me? But then all three of them say, yeah! Heading to the main lobby, we're seeing that of tons of custom builds from players all across the world, with battles all across the screens as well, with players having some fun, seeing wacky and crazy avatars after all. As Kevin looks through that of his messages again, saying, we're supposed to meet with that of a special made avatar. I think they're supposed to look like that of a girl with dragon wings. But then Trey's saying, dragon wings? Seriously? But then soon, Kevin saying, it's not too weird. There are a lot of Gundams and mobile suits with that of dragon wings. But then soon, Kevin saying, yeah, but not all the time. It's just the motif of dragon wings. There's never actually been a true Gundam mobile suit from a series with that of real life dragon wings. Remember, Mobile Suit Gundam series has always been a realistic mecha anime series, not a super robot series like that of Mazinga. With then Kevin saying, well, you haven't forgot that there are some Gundam series that did take some inspiration from other super robot series after all. Like how After War X took inspiration from super robots given the design of the Gundams in that series. And Mobile Fighter G Gundam too. Or all Gundam series inspired by Super Robot series. So, you can't be too surprising. Hearing that counter-argument, Trey's saying, fine, you have points there. All I'm just saying is, the day that I see a Gundam with that of actual dragon wings is the day I feel like we're basically being sent to another world. With then, looking back, as in that of the center zone for that of the lobby area, they see that of a beautiful young woman wearing that of a special made red Chongsan dress with that of a boob window in it. And with it also doesn't help that her breasts are massive for an avatar character. And not only that, what stands out the most is that of her red dragon wings and her silky pink hair. Within, all three of them couldn't help but be completely shocked by the beauty of the avatar. Within, however, Kim saying, I guess that's her. Kevin saying, yeah, I guess so. Let's go speak to her. Within, Trey's saying, is that avatar even real? I've seen female characters made in that of Metaverse, but they have never been this, well, detailed, you know? With Kevin saying possibly a modder, it wouldn't be the first time that somebody has modded their avatar. With Kim's also commenting saying, not necessarily. Most of the time that modders get, when the devs know that somebody has modded that of their avatar or even their Gunpla, they're always first to know after all. and their account is always getting suspended until the mods are removed. Hearing his friend Trezon saying, then who the hell is this? And how the hell do they have an avatar like this? Before then, arriving in front of that of the woman with her saying, seeing that none of you have been leering at me or basically made inappropriate comments or jokes about my appearance, you must be that of Team Starwolf. I'm seeing that you have gained that of the dev's message, have you not? Kevin spoke up saying, that's us. I'm the team leader of Team Star Knights. The name is Nightwolf. Within, Trezon spoke up saying, yep, I'm the other member of Team Starwolf. ID Rhythm. Within, Kim spoke up saying, Soldier Kim, pleasure. Within, opening up that of her own message as being that of her menu screen saying, and each and every one of you are here. Exactly on point. Your usernames match up with that of your ID numbers. For that, I must have to say thank you. Thank you so much for accepting this. Now, could you all press in that of the codes that you were given? Within, showing that of a special as the event screen shows up, before then using that of the ID codes. Typing in that of the codes, as each one is exactly the same, and at the exact same time, they enter it. Within, soon, she's saying thank you. And for this, I apologize for what must be done. But our world needs people like you to open their eyes to the truth. Within hearing that, all three of them saying, huh? Before, soon, without warning, below them, they see that of a bright light consuming that of their avatars. As then, they soon are completely erased. Before then, soon somebody saying, damn it, we're too late again. With another voice saying, looks like the event happened again, just like it was like last time. I wonder how long they're going to remain missing this time. As these individuals being that of two members of the dev team, one of them being the game master, while the other being that of the lead programmer of Gunpla Battle Metaverse. Within, all three of them completely engulfed in this light. However, it isn't just them, as right behind them is that of their Gunplas, their mobile suits added on to them as well. However, it isn't just the mobile suits, as right behind that of Kevin's SD Unicorn Gundam mobile air platform as well. But not just the one that looks like that of the Unicorn Gundam parts fused together to it, but it also looks like that of two others as well. One that looks completely black with the backpack looking like something from that of the, Death Scythe Gundam, while the other looks like that of a custom-made blaster set. Then, soon, Kevin saying, what's going on? I thought this was just some kind of special event. Within, the woman saying, my masters wish for your help in a world separate from yours, different from any other series and robots that you are aware of. With Trezon getting freaked out saying, what the hell are you talking about? What do you mean? Is this some kind of joke or prank? Within, the woman shaking her head saying, apologies, but like I said, my masters need somebody of your talents and abilities. This world, multiple worlds, need that of your help. Help to be freed from that of ignorance and an entitled God as well. Within, Kim saying, you're joking. There's no such thing as... Within, Kevin saying, oh God, what are those rumors? Those rumors about players disappearing. Within, soon, Trezon saying, oh, you've gotta be shitting me. Those rumors are actually real? Fuck me, man. Fuck. Before realizing, hey, I play Metaverse on my phone. I don't play it on that of PC or that of my console. How the hell is my body? Within, soon, realize, oh my God, don't tell me that I'm in a goddamn coma. Within, the woman saying, do not worry, your body is not in a coma. You're in your body. Within, soon, looking, this is my avatar. You used your avatar body to come into this world. Within hearing this, Kevin saying, "Oh my God," with Kim realizing that is unnatural. With Trezon realizing, "You took our bodies and put them in our avatars? Bitch, are you crazy?" As the woman actually felt offended by that, within Trezon realizing, I am so sorry for that, but still, you can't blame me for freaking out like this shit. Within Kevin saying, "Trezon is right. This can't be real." Her saying, "I apologize once again. It was chosen randomly and your team was chosen. Please, all I ask for you is give this doomed world and its people a sense of hope. One has already set the seeds to be ready and built for a better future, but it still needs more. We need more to push it better for those who have been abandoned by this world and those ignorant to that of the truth of the world as well. You three must be that last push. You won't be dropped in this world alone without any explanations. For the time being, just prepare and ready for what's to come. That's all I ask." Before then, after saying that, she disappears. Before then saying, "As time goes on, you'll be able to improve and grow that of your Gunplas, your mobile suits. You'll need more power as the battles rage on." Within, after saying that, that's when the beautiful dragon-like woman fades away. Before then, soon, Trezon saying, "What the fuck just happened?" Within, that's when Kim saying, "By my estimate, and just like all the manhwa I've read when I was younger during my time in the military, I think we've just been isekai'd in your terms, Kevin." With Kevin realizing, yeah, we have. We've definitely been isekai'd. And especially in that of our avatars' bodies. With that of our Gundams by our sides. Whatever world we're basically being dropped into, I hope we're all ready. Then, after that, their vision begins to be consumed by that of a bright light. As their vision begins to return, then they're basically inside of that of their Gundams. However, instead of using that as the control spears or digital display that they would see from that of their headsets or their screens, they could see everything. Even in that of the cockpit itself, they could feel everything, hear everything. Within, Kevin saying, "Holy crap, this is way too real. It's not hard-like construct or anything, just pure realness." Within, realizing that he's inside of his custom-made Gundam, at the SD model known as the Unicorn Hero Gundam, while standing on that of the platform that it's on as well, it looks like that is the exact same as the, custom-made Unicorn mobile platform, while the other two platforms are basically floating in the air as well. Within, soon seeing on the screen, being that of Trezon saying, "Yo, Kevin, you up, man?" Kim, within, saying, "Hey, Trezon, I'm up. You?" Saying, "Same here." Within, on the another screen appears as it being Kim saying, "I'm here too. Looks like we're all basically in one piece, surprisingly." Within, looking around as they're basically floating up into the sky in the air over that of a vast ocean with only a small surrounding of islands around them. Kim saying, "This geographical location, it seems somewhat similar to that of the nearby islands of Ryukyu. You're familiar with islands like that, Kevin, since you're half Japanese after all." But then Kevin saying, "Yeah, I am. But Ryukyu Islands are a lot more spread and close by after all. Islands like this just seem pretty just close for seem spread apart for no reason. Like, in the middle of goddamn nothing, actually." With Trezon saying, "We should focus more on finding some shelter after all, since we're basically in the middle of nowhere." And then looking at that of Kim's mobile suit saying, "Besides, Kim, your your Strike Buster Gundam may have a small short flight capabilities that allows it to be in the air, but it won't last long. Within Kim saying, I know, I'm aware. I can just use one of, well, armor fighters as that of my, well, as that of a base to build up my energies back up again. You wouldn't mind, would you? Like Kevin saying, yeah, I wouldn't mind. Any rate, let's just find a way. As Kevin was cut off before he could finish, as that of a bright greenish portal soon appears right above them. Within, all of them can help but be completely shocked by this. As soon as they do, that's when a horde of red dragons begin to fly out of this green portal and begins to swarm around them, causing them to basically fly around and to keep their distance, as it almost looks like over possibly 50, no, maybe hundreds of dragons coming out, leaving them completely and utterly in shock. Within, Trey's eyes saying, what the hell? Where the fuck did all these dragons come from? With Kim preparing that of his 2 beam rifles. I don't know, but it looks like we're going to be in that of a real... It looks like this is the thing that we need to prepare for, and they don't look too friendly. Within, bringing out that of his Legis beam rifle, saying, right guys, I think this is what we need to do. For the meantime, let's take care of these dragons before finding shelter. And if that's the case, then I better start not holding anything back anymore. Before then, jumping off that of the air platform. Before then, going to his settings and switching to that of combined configuration. Synchronization. Knight armor set. Within, as the Unicorn Gundam goes into that of its beast mode. Before then, its armor around that of its arms, legs, and even its back begins to transform and change. Within, leaving that of certain slot ports for that of certain parts to be combined with. As so doing so, that's when the very parts on that of the air platform begin to fly off towards that of the unicorn, as the arms begin to merge with that of the Unicorn Hero Gundam, within that of the backpack, and then the legs too, as the Cygnus blade on that of the Unicorn Hero Gundam goes to that of the back skirt instead, before then bringing out that of the Beam Magnum, before taking that of a stretch pose. Before then, Kevin finishes off saying, Unicorn Hero Gundam Night Mode! Showing that of the Unicorn Gundam Night Mode's Unicorn Configuration Armor Set, with the parts of the Unicorn Gundam Banshee's arms, the Unicorn Gundam Phoenix's backpack, and the Unicorn Gundam's full armor pack legs, showing the best of all 3 worlds of the Unicorn Gundam merged into one. Unlike that of the perfect Unicorn Gundam, this was made to honor that of the Core Gundam and its solar system armors. Within saying, you guys ready? Within, Kim saying, targets confirmed, ready to eliminate in the Strike Buster. Within, Drezod saying, I guess we got no choice. Fuck it then, let's give it everything we got. 00 Gundam Synthesis, ready to go! Preparing his Buster Rifle sword in its rifle mode, as this would be the start, as 3 Gundam fans were basically thrust into a world filled with discrimination, dragons, and hot women. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Love to read them. So this is just the beginning. This is just the introductory chapter for that of my new series, being the Norma Knights, and introducing each and every one of the 3 main leads in this story, from Kevin, Trezon, and also Kim. Friends who basically have never met in person, but mainly through that of metaverse after all. So yeah, as how the world would change with that of the Gundams basically improve Will lives be spared, or will lives be even risked more? Will the Norma know what it's like to actually be human, or will they still be seen as nothing but tools? Who could say? At any rate, if you guys like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification to get to date my videos upload to the channel. Also, please check out my Discord, my gaming channel, my main channel, my other channel, my Patreon, my Cash App, and my PayPal. All linked in the description below if I'm not too lazy to do so. So, with all that said, this is Leo Mookie, signing out. Later, guys. Hope you all take care.